A very good evening. You're watching The Big Bang with me, Akshita. And first up, in a shocking incident, two men have been arrested for allegedly physically assaulting their domestic help. The victim, a 19-year-old girl who hails from Mandya, was made to work at Hari Keshava's house, a civil engineer, by her aunt. She was working for the last 2 months in Keshava's house and was reportedly physically and mentally assaulted by this particular man and his son. Well, it is understood that the little girl went on to go ahead and file a complaint with the police, and that's when they went on to take action. Two people have been taken into custody. Both Hari Keshava, who is the man who employed this 19-year-old girl, as well as his son, have been taken into custody. And it is understood, of course, that this little girl was victimized by none other than her aunt. But she finally mustered enough courage to go ahead and speak about the ordeal that she'd faced, to go ahead and run away from the house where she was being treated very, very badly by the owner, Hari Keshava, as well as his son. My colleague Verghese now joins us over the phone lines with more details. Verghese, over to you. Take us through what we know about this shocking incident.
Well, this particular girl had been given as a domestic help. She was working with this family of this civil engineer, Hari Keshava, and she's been in that place for 2 months. Now, there has been, when the girl was able to, in fact, run away from that place, she was given $100 and she managed to move away from that place, and she was reached the Koramangala bus depot. Now, there she met a lady bus conductor, and it is this lady bus conductor who helped her contact a women's helpline called Janodaya Mahila Sangam, and they complained to the Koramangala police once they came to take the custody of this victim. And what we come to know is that when the police started their investigations, they've come to know from her statement that for the 2 months that she had spent in that particular house, she was physically and mentally assaulted by the inmates of the house. Now, they're trying to figure out whether directly the civil engineer Hari Keshava and his son were involved in it, but they have arrested both of them, and they are also slapped sections 342, 506, and also 323 against the accused. Now, the interrogation is going on as the kind of physical abuse that this girl has, in fact, suffered, and also a medical report has been sorted from a particular hospital which they've sent the victim to, and they will be weighing the medical records along with the statement that she has given to them, and it will be used to, in fact, file a stronger case against these two accused. Akshita.
Right, Verghese, stay with us. We'll come back to you. But meanwhile, let's listen into exactly what the victim had to say about the incident.
ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿಕ್ಕಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಚಿಕ್ಕಮ್ಮ ಸಾಕಾಗ್ದಾನೆ ನೀನು ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಅಂದರು. ನಾನು 2 ತಿಂಗಳಾಯಿತು ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಅವರೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಬಂದರು ಊರಿಂದ. ಕರ್ಕೊಬಂದು ತುಂಬ ಟಾರ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಬೈತಿದ್ರು, ಹೊಡಿತಿದ್ರು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನನ್ನ ಕೈಲಿ ಇರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟೆ.
A little girl going on to state that, of course, she was there for the last 2 months and she was tortured time and again by Hari Keshava as well as his son. Coming back to Verghese, so we understand, of course, that both the men have been taken into custody, both Hari Keshava and his son.
Well, both have been taken into custody, and section 342, 506, as well as 323 has been slapped against the accused. Now, when the police went to interrogate the matter, it was the bodyguards of this person who was, in fact, stopping them from entering the place. But later they had to come with a warrant, and that is when they were able to arrest both of them. And this particular incident came to light because this the victim was able to run away from the place. She was given 100 rupees because some people found pity in the kind of torture she was suffering under these two people, her employers, and that is when she was able to use that 100 rupees. But somehow she reached the Koramangala depot, from where this lady conductor helped her to meet up with this women's organization, and the women's organization came to her aid, and that is when she started to narrate her horror, and they immediately informed the Koramangala police, and from there the case has been shifted to HSR police, and the HSR police started the investigation because the crime has occurred in the layout limits. So it is in that particular area, since the crime has occurred, they had to transfer the case from there to HSR Layout Police, and the police have gone in for a very thorough investigation. They've taken these two people into custody. They are looking at building as case by taking in the evidence of physical abuse, and also they are pondering over what is the kind of mental abuse this victim had to suffer, Akshita.
Right, Verghese, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. And well, if you thought that the city was just unsafe for women, then hold on to your thoughts. An incident of mugging has come to light on one of the busiest roads in the city, and this time it's a male techie who has fallen prey.
One look at this road and you would surely recognize it. This is the road right opposite the Koramangala bus depot. It was just a couple of days ago when a techie walking on this road was faced with one of the scariest encounters of his life. August 9th, 2014, 7:30 p.m. It was like any other busy Saturday. The road was brimming with traffic and people. At around 7:30 in the evening, a techie was walking on this footpath when two men approached the man as if they wanted to know the time. While the techie pulled out his phone, the men pointed a knife at him and threatened to stab him. Their demands were simple. They wanted everything he had: money, phone, and his valuables. Well, the techie refused to reveal his identity, but he did narrate the entire horror story. Let's listen to what he has to say.
On a Saturday night, I was walking down this lane around about 7:30 in the evening, and I was just walking to one of my friend's place, and two guys just came and they asked for the time, and I was just looking at the watch. In the meanwhile, they just pulled out a knife and they showed it to me, and then they held me tight and then asked me to remove my purse and my mobile. And one guy, he actually took my purse, and the other guy, he was trying to snatch my mobile, and I tried to resist them, and they attacked me with knife, and I got a wound, and I didn't realize it at that point of time, but then I was trying to fight them off. They were trying to hit me and punch me and all that, and at the same time there was two other guys who came from behind. They started kicking me and punching me again, and I screamed for help, but then nobody didn't notice or anything as such. So it was pretty shocking moment for me, because I've been here in Bangalore for a while and I know people are really helpful, but then at that point of time nobody came to my help. I had a cut on my hand, so between my index finger and my thumb, so had to get like 12 stitches. The doctor initially told me 6 or 9 stitches will do, but then it went on to 10 and 11, and on my finger I got like 3 stitches.
The Koramangala police who took up the case have been working swiftly to nab the 4 men. They have zeroed in on a few suspects and are confident to put them behind bars very soon.
In Koramangala police station on 8th August, reported robbery was reported, in which one person who's working as a BPO employee has reported that on 7th, when he was going through Koramangala on the 65th road, 4 boys, young boys, have come and assaulted him, whereby trying to steal his purse and his mobile phone, and while doing so has also caused some injuries to him by having a stab injury on the hand, in which he has taken some first aid, and later he has come and given us complaint. Complaint has already been registered in Koramangala police station. After due investigation, we have also apprehended 4 accused.
In this city, it's clearly not just women but also men who are unsafe. So what can be done to make the city safe? More police patrolling the streets and more surveillance cameras. Well, is the government listening? Deepak Bopanna for News 9.
Believed teasers, peeping toms and rapists, Bengaluru has seen them all. But how about perverts on the prowl in the city restaurants? Haven't heard of any? Then take a look at this story. It was a busy Sunday at Adyar Anand Bhavan Hotel in BTM layout. The management had organized a function and it saw many customers visiting the hotel. Among the visitors was a couple that was enjoying their food. Finishing the meal, the woman got up to go use the restroom. Entering the restroom, she was just washing her hands when she spotted a box kept on a higher platform in the restroom. Developing suspicion, the lady called her husband to come and check the box. The husband who checked it was in for a shock. The box contained a camera which was recording the actions in the restroom. The couple raised an alarm and immediately filed a police complaint. The police investigations revealed that the camera was connected to the phone of a supervisor who was working with the hotel. The supervisor, Madesh, had reportedly deleted the images before the cops arrived. However, he has been arrested by the Micro Layout police and a complaint has been filed against him. Nagendra, News 9, Bengaluru. And well, it's just 2 days after Rakhi, the festival that celebrates the bonding between brothers and sisters. And here's a story that will reveal the deviant side of a brother. Instead of cherishing the relation with his sister, he did something that we all abhor.
What do you do to keep your sister happy? Gift her watches or gift her something what she likes the most? But here is a brother who destroyed his own sister's life as she refused to be scapegoated for his whims and fancies. Let's introduce the villainous brother. Meet Santosh. Now let's introduce you to the sister, or should we say the most unfortunate sister. Meet Priya. She worked as a bar girl. She loved her brother Santosh to the hilt. But our man Santosh had different plans. He had a friend by name Suresh. Santosh and Suresh were very good friends, but the story would not have been this cruel or even gory had they used their friendship for a better cause. Any brother would only hope for a better future for his sister, but Santosh begged to differ. So what did he do? Well, Santosh wanted to get his sister married to his friend Suresh. Though Priya did not entertain any such thoughts, her brother kept pestering her. Moreover, Suresh is married with 2 children and Priya just hated the idea of partnering him for life. But for Santosh, her refusal was a bitter pill to swallow, and so he decided to teach his own sister a befitting lesson. July 27, 2014. Devegowda Road, RT Nagar. While Priya was going home after work, Santosh and Suresh cut her hair. Yes, after a long day's work, Priya was returning home. Santosh and Suresh thought it to be the opportune moment to take revenge, so they both attacked her and cut her hair. Sounds so horrifying and even horrendous. Brother colluded with his good pal, attacking his own sister and humiliating and harassing her on the road. But why would any brother stoop so low? Well, that brings us to the crux of the entire fiasco. Santosh had an affair with his own sister-in-law. Yes, Santosh had also an extramarital affair with his own sister-in-law, and when Priya came to know of this, she threw him out of the house. This further enraged Suresh. It is also said that he began forcing Priya to marry his friend Suresh to avenge the ousting.
RT ನಗರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅನ್ನೋನು ಅವನ ತನ್ನ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮೇಲೇ ಈ ಹೇರ್ ರಿಮೂವರ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಅವಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅವನ ತಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷನಿಗಾಗಲೇ ದಸ್ತಗಿರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಆತನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲವರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನು ಸಂಶಯಿತ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕೆಲವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ವಿಚಾರಣೆಗೆ ಒಳಪಡಿಸಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
Well, brothers and sisters are known to be very close, but this story will only shock and sadden anyone. Vishnu Prasad for News 9, Bengaluru.